you've heard of Fubo, right? Fubo.
For us, by us?
No, Fubo. Fubo.
Oh yes. I said Fubu. So
Everybody knows what Fubu is.
Every time I try,
a certain age.
Every time I try to go out and get some like big men clothing, half of it's Fubu.
All right, what's up, world? Thank you for tuning in once again to another episode of the Top 10 Movie Podcast with your boy Mike Mulley.
What's up?
We're here again at the usual place, the Fortress of Solitude, home away from home.
Food Nation.
Yeah, the Bat Cave, whatever you want to call it. This is like our spot. So appreciate you guys for hanging with us and following us for another episode. And so today we're doing something. You guys know the drill. I got a list of 10. Has a list of 10.
Who?
We're here again. This week's list, we're doing the top 10 movie props that I would take from a set. I don't know if you had a different title for it.
No. It's top 10 props I'd take from a movie, but I think that I need to define mine a little bit.
So do I.
Okay, so
but you go first.
I think there's two different angles you can go. One angle would be as a collector, like what prop would I love to have in my collection from the movies, and then there's another direction, which is the direction I went, which is what prop would I like to have from a movie in the context of that movie. Mm-hmm. So if there was a prop in a movie that has special power, then I'd be getting that prop for its special power and what it's able to do in the movie so I can do it in my real life. For example, one that's not on my list would be Harry Potter's invisibility cloak. And why would you want that? Well, you could probably have a lot of fun with having that cloak. I don't know if you could disappear from work.
You as a grown man.
I'm thinking innocent.
Okay.
All right, I'm thinking innocent.
All right.
And I'm going to have to clarify innocent a lot in this list, I think. But no, if you ever just wanted to go invisible at any point, just kind of like the ultimate hide and seek prop.
You wouldn't pick the wand and all the powers that come with the wand?
It would probably, in hindsight, I originally put the cloak on my list. That was really early on. And then I noticed the wand, and I thought, way better have the wand. Neither one's on my list, by the way.
Gotcha. Well, for me, everything on my list is, I would use it practically in real life, as it was used in the film.
Boom, okay, so we're on the same.
Because I did think about props that just look cool to have, but it's like, for me, why would I make a list of props that I can only look at? I want to be able to use them the way they were used in the film. So that's how I got all 10 of mine.
Yeah. And when it comes to collecting, I've kind of changed my mindset about collecting. I used to justify collecting because I like to have pleasant things around me, things that reminded me of my childhood or when I was younger, and things that just had a pleasant memory to them, like a movie poster that I really loved or an autographed picture from an actor that I really admired. And I really just changed my mind about all that stuff. All that stuff to me is a rental. Like eventually you're not going to have it anymore. Mm-hmm. It just sits there, collects dust. You get enjoyment from it, yes. But I just feel like I've changed my mind about collecting. So I wouldn't want something from a movie necessarily anymore. Because I just feel like it's you're just holding on to a museum piece for someone else. Right. It feels a little bit like that to me.
Right. Like you wouldn't be able to pass it on to anybody.
But I get owning it and then putting it in a museum for other people to enjoy. I think there would be a satisfaction in that. Like some of the things that are on the list, if we could actually own them. But then to just have them in my own little castle and for just me to enjoy only, that isn't appealing to me anymore. I don't know about you.
Yeah,
How do you feel about collecting?
I've never been a collector of anything. Yeah. I'll take it back. When I was in middle school, I guess the big thing was collecting like baseball cards, like sport cards, even like comic book cards. So this was like talking early 90s, mid 90s. Mm-hmm. I tried to get into the baseball card collecting, but I just didn't follow baseball enough to really care. So it was a quick fad that came and went. Then it was the Marvel X-Men comic character cards. They had holograms. Yeah. I tried that. Yeah. That didn't stick long. So after that, I was like, this isn't something for me. I don't do collecting. It's not fun for me.
Don't be fooled, audience. Mike has been humble. He's been collecting bodies on the weekend. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
he collected their bodies.
No, we don't talk about that. That's a different podcast.
My bad. No, top 10 props I take from a movie.
Oh, I want to do a quick shout out. This list is actually a fan suggestion. So the person that listens to this podcast suggested this. One of the persons.
The one person.
No. The one person's. One of the people that listen to this podcast that's a fan of us suggested this. Mm-hmm. That's something that we've been wanting for a while, is to have fan suggestions. And so this is hopefully one of many. And I can't wait to see how wacky some of these list suggestions get.
Shout out. Have we mentioned this person before on the...
I'm going to protect the names.
Oh, the
anonymity?
Yeah, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Our one fan wants to be secret. That tells you about our fandom right now. All right, no worries. All right, keeping it secret.
Yes, sir.
So my number one prop, Mike, if you don't mind, I'll go ahead and take the lead on this.
I prefer when you go first.
Because you go last. And you always like to have the last word, don't you? All right. My first prop that I would take, and this is not only something for me, but I think this technology, if shared, could change the way we not only transport ourselves, but transport goods. You think Amazon gets you the package quick now?
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't be no 2-day delivery. It would be same-day delivery. It would be epic. I think it would change everything. As if I got my hands on the hoverboard from Back to the Future 2. If we could get, not only would it be fun, right, to ride around on and to hover, but look, if we could share that technology and put it in cars, put it in trucks, trains, anything that transports, first of all, no more roads. You wouldn't need necessarily a paved road. So all that asphalt, all that work, not necessarily needed now for transportation, for smooth transportation anyway, right? Because it would just hover, right?
Can I interject real quick?
Yeah.
I feel like, there's no need for roads, but then the skies will be just as crowded as the roads, right?
But the hoverboard doesn't fly way up in this. It's still relatively low, right? It hovers just barely over the ground.
Mm-hmm. But wouldn't all hoverboards have to hover at the same level?
I guess the steeper terrain would be tough.
Mm-hmm.
So that maybe you would still need that. So maybe we would still need roads or some type of leveling.
But what about drones? I mean, Amazon uses drones already to deliver packages, so...
Yeah, but then you're really talking about sky stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we actually need a good balance of the two.
Mm-hmm.
We need stuff on the ground, we need stuff through the air, but we don't need to overload one or the other.
So what you're saying is when you check out Amazon, you can pick the option, hoverboard or drone delivery?
No, but I'm just thinking, look, it would just eliminate the need for paved roads, I guess. I don't know. Hoverboard technology is already being used right now, inspired by the movie, in massive cargo warehouses.
Mm-hmm.
They magnetize the metal, like a metal floor, and then everything that's above it is actually hovering. There's no friction on the ground, and that's able to move large amount of weight really easy
with minimal effort, basically. Yeah.
Across the warehouse floor.
Where did you even get this information? I would never.
YouTube, man.
Of course.
Yeah, I don't know how many warehouses are like this. How many they have. It may have just been a demonstration of what it can do, the technology can do. But just imagine if you were able to do that across the board everywhere with hoverboard technology, right? So anything that's massively heavy could be made almost as light as a feather, based on this potentially. Could be a lot lighter than it is, at least. So massive amounts of weight that needs to be distributed, hoverboard technology would make it frictionless, which would be crazy. Anyway,
you know what? To piggyback off of that,
yeah.
If we could also find a way to create specific wind tunnel paths that deliver to specific houses, you plug in the address. I want it to come to my address.
Like a banking tube.
Yeah, but I mean it's just a wind tunnel, but somehow it has to be protected so nobody could just jump in and grab it, right? And
they still find a way to
program the hoverboard, and your hoverboard's coming in, and as it's whizzing through the air tunnel, you just step outside and grab it off the hoverboard.
There you go, like a conveyor belt.
Yeah.
All right.
Obviously, a lot of bugs to work out there still, but we're just throwing it at the wall.
People have tried to invent the hoverboard. They've tried to come up with something similar. And what we call a hoverboard now is not not a hoverboard.
Not even close.
Not even close. And boy, I mean, prone to accidents. That thing looks rough to ride.
You saw the Mike Tyson video, right? When he was riding one?
Yeah, that's a top heavy man.
Yeah.
Falling really heavy onto the ground.
Looked painful for sure.
But in that movie, I think everybody who came away from that movie when it came out, I think it came out in '88 actually. Yeah. Although it was set in '85 still. Everybody wanted a hoverboard. Like it was like, oh gee, I wish we had a hoverboard. So I would love the hoverboard, not just for the nostalgia, not just for the fun, but for what it could potentially do, like for us as a people, transportation wise.
Okay, good choice.
Thank you.
And because you went straight to Back to the Future 2, I'm gonna give you my number 10.
Okay.
Which is set of my number 1, which is the auto lace Nikes.
Oh, I said it. Oh, my bad.
Yeah, so because I was at first I thought about the hoverboard, but I don't skateboard. I don't want to have anything to do with a skateboard or a shortboard or a surfboard.
You never dreamed about skating or surf? I've always dreamt of surfing.
I was on a skateboard once as a kid, and I rode it down the driveway. You know, a slight incline, nothing too crazy. And once I got to the bottom, instantly fell off, and I have a scar on my hand to this day. So for me, it's just like a one and done.
Yeah, that scar will let you know. It reminds you every time.
Yeah, but the self auto lacing Nikes, I wanted those
cool.
because I'm lazy, and I wear shoes with laces that obviously have to be tied.
Yeah.
But I don't tie my laces. I wear them where their laces are tightened enough to where they fit on my shoe or my foot, but I don't ever lace my shoes. And I got that from my dad because growing up, I used to always notice my dad would never lace his shoes up, even when he went into work and he did manual labor, where you would think it would be like a safety hazard for him.
Like a boot. You're like, I need a boot and like a steel toe.
Yeah, but he just wore regular sneakers. I mean, it was the post office, so he didn't work on heavy machinery. He was male, but still manual labor. And I'd always ask him, Dad, why don't you tie your shoes? And he'd always say, well, he likes for his foot to feel comfortable in his shoe, so he gets the shoe to fit his shoe size, but he never laces it up. He just tightens up the laces to the top to where it's snug enough on his foot where it doesn't slip when he walks, and the laces aren't flapping on the side. And I kind of got that from him. So all the shoes that I wear, I fit them the same way. But sometimes I like to have my shoes laced up all the way, but I don't want to have to tie them and untie them because I'm just super lazy. So let me get these auto lacing Nikes, slip those bad boys on, and they automatically lace up.
Got it. Are you lacing up now?
No.
Okay, so you wear exclusively slip-ons.
No. I wear lace up. Oh, I'm sorry. I see what you're saying. I do wear lace ups. I just don't tie them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my dad didn't tie
them. You just make them slip-ons by the way that you set the laces.
And of course, the older you wear, the longer you wear shoes, they do kind of stretch out.
Yeah.
The laces start to kind of invert and all that. So I'll tighten some of the laces to the top, but I still don't tie the knot.
I bought custom shoes that are slip-on. So, like they're not a name brand. They're like made like independently just to be slip-on and look non-slip-on. So I prefer the slip-ons as well. I don't, I'll do the shoe tying and I'm okay with it. And I think actually my running shoes are lace on, but they're a pain in the butt.
No, hold on.
I'd rather just do.
If you're wearing running shoes and you don't lace them,
yeah, I know.
Bad things are gonna happen.
I know.
Actually, quick funny story before we move on. I know this for a fact because one time I went jogging in shoes that were not tied. They were laced up to the top but not laced, tied, and it was on a uneven road, like rocky road, really. And I think I have a really weak right ankle because I sprained it twice over the years. And
not just the right one.
I don't know, man. And well, whenever you sprain it once, it degrades the healthiness. Yeah, compared to the other. So
the structure's weak.
Yeah, you're more prone to injure that.
I got you. Yeah, that would make sense.
Don't make me do science, man. I don't want to do science.
No, I think we're doing more medicine, but okay, yeah, we're good.
Anyway, so I'm running, and then of course because they're not knotted up all the way, I kind of roll my right ankle, and at this point I'm kind of far away from my starting destination, and so now I kind of have to hobble back to point A. I don't get to B because I'm not there yet, but why would I continue on when now I'm injured? But having to hobble back when it's just you and it's gravel, you're afraid of re-rolling the angle that you just did, or now what if I roll the other one? Now I have to crawl.
Yeah,
it was a rough situation. So that's when I knew running wasn't for me.
Oh,
so I stopped running. So anyway,
completely.
Auto lace Nikes, that's my go-to.
So in a Godzilla situation, You'd be the dude that's just walking away.
Not if I had the auto lace Nikes. No, I could run. And if I had auto lace Nikes and the hoverboard, I could hover away.
You can sit on it, or you can lay on the hoverboard and push yourself. All right, nice. I like that. Obviously, I like that. And this is really a record for us. We're going to stay with the same movie through our first three picks because I want the DeLorean time machine.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that.
And I mean, who wouldn't want to time travel? Obviously, anywhere you want to. Plus, it's mobile, unlike H.G. Wells' time machine, which was like stationary, but it also all you had to do is like pull a lever to go back in time, and you don't necessarily have to have plutonium and go 88 miles an hour. But at least you're mobile, and you don't have to stay in one place and then hope that the Earth doesn't fall down underneath you while you're traveling into the past and the future. No, just look, the DeLorean's, it's iconic. They only made it for 1 year as an actual car. It has those, I think they're called gold wing doors that open up from the top up. So cool. I hear the actual cars themselves were a piece of trash.
Yeah.
And they're terrible to drive. And there's not very many of them that are driving still and hard to get parts for and all those kind of things now, of course, because they were just made for one year.
I'm going to tell you what, though. You're not pulling the ladies with that car. It wasn't pretty to look at. Not much space inside.
You're pulling the right ladies.
Are you?
Put it like that. I think, hey, if they like the DeLorean, they probably like Back to the Future. If they like Back to the Future, at least you got something in common.
I see where you're going. All right.
So it's a plus. Let me just put it like that.
Okay.
It's a plus. Like, you're not just getting dinner, you're getting an appetizer now. You know what I mean?
I feel like you're alluding to other things that we don't talk about in this podcast, but hey,
No, you're the one with the bodies. I'm just...
Hey, yo,
you know
chill.
what I mean? I'm the guy that wants the hoverboard and the DeLorean, so... You know where I'm standing here with the ladies. Anyway, look, time machine, pretty easy, iconic, looks great, drive around. I mean, it does look like... The other day, I saw a car here in town that literally looked like it had a junkyard pile on top of it. It was insane. And I think that would be a similar thing that people would feel if they saw the time machine coming down the road if they didn't know what it was. But as people that grew up in that time and really love that movie, we know exactly what it is and we love it. And actually had a replica that was at the Dallas Comic Con or Fan Expo. That was just sitting out. They just rented one and put it out in front as you walk in. And, people just walking by. Dude, I saw it. It was freaking fell in love immediately. Oh, it's the time machine.
Okay.
Taking pictures and all that stuff with it. And there's something iconic about the car. And here's a little hint, not the only car on my list. So we will have another car coming soon. But Mike, over to you. What's your number 2?
I got a couple of cars on my list as well. I do want to say... I may get killed for this, but
there's one listener,
I wouldn't
and that one listener is the one who suggested this. So
there's more than one, but okay. I wouldn't pick that car for a number of reasons, but if I want to go just like superficial and vain, I like my cars. I like my women aesthetically pleasing.
I was about to say that. Yeah.
Okay, I'll say it for you.
Your cadence I think gave me the hint.
You already knew. You know how I think, man. Yeah, I got issues.
I like my women.
Yeah, I would never sing it that way.
Some country song.
Nothing about me is country. But anyway, moving on. So now we're gonna go back to the top of the list.
So you just don't think the DeLorean's aesthetic?
I don't like the way it looks. I want to drive a car that looks cool.
It looks like a refrigerator, like a stainless steel refrigerator.
Yeah.
But the doors, man, the doors.
You know they have exotic vehicles that have the same kind of doors.
I know, but at the time, I don't know if there were many cars doing that.
You got to dumpster dive to get fuel for that car if you remember how the movie goes.
Well.
Banana peels and empty beer cans and...
Dude, way better than what we do now.
So you're going to go dumpster diving in someone's trash?
No, I just use my own trash.
Oh, okay. You got me.
Thank you.
Good one. All right, moving on. Okay, we're going back to the top of the list. My first one, obviously not in order, in sequential
That's
order.
That's right. Because I got you to use number 10.
Yeah.
So that means I get to go last, right?
No.
I'm just kidding.
No, I still have 9. This is pretty straightforward. If you've seen John Wick, you know he has an affinity for guns.
Yeah.
And if you've seen John Wick 4, you know he gets a very special gun towards the end of the film before the final climactic sequence or the third act of the film, and it's a pit viper.
Okay.
And Lawrence Fishburne's character basically describes how the gun works, how many bullets it holds, and even it's a rare gun even in the John Wick universe because John Wick asks, "How did you get this?" And Lawrence Fishburne says, "I know a guy who shot a guy."
Ah,
So
okay.
it's a very elusive, exclusive gun, rare even in this universe, and the popularity of this gun skyrocketed after this movie came out. This gun is now like $10,000 retail, but it's a cool looking gun. It looks slightly different than your average, pistol. I think it holds 21 bullets, which is a pretty large magazine for a handgun. And I think when you pull the slide back, it does have like these protruding like fangs, just like why they call it a pit viper. And in the movie, he actually uses that aspect of the gun when it's out of bullets to attack somebody in close quarters, kind of like stabbing and jabbing.
Okay.
So just for that alone, I want that gun. It's a pit viper.
Nice. All right. We've talked about this movie before, so I don't really have to go over it too much. But one of my favorite childhood movies was The Rocketeer.
Yo, as soon as you opened,
You
I
knew
knew you were gonna say what.
I think I say it every time I introduce the movie.
You've covered this movie probably every 2 or 3 podcasts. So
I love
yeah.
this movie. I love the time period, and I would love to have the rocket pack and fly like a superhero, wearing the leather jacket and the helmet. That would be so good. I mean, obviously, just to have a jetpack has its own benefits.
You're not afraid of heights.
I am,
Okay. But you would still use this?
I mean, I'm afraid of heights, but I'm not afraid of flying.
Let me ask you this, because I don't
I
think
don't
I've ever
know if that's
seen
the
this.
same.
The character in the movie that wears the jetpack, how does he land?
Well, not also always gently, but by the
always
time he gets a hold of it on his feet,
Really?
yeah.
So he can control the velocity and
You know the new Elon Musk rockets that actually land by themselves?
Yeah.
Like that.
Oh, got it. Okay. So this movie is kind of ahead of its time, maybe then, in a lot of
It
ways.
inspired Elon.
Maybe a young Elon.
No, I mean, there's the early part of the movie when he first uses it, he doesn't know how to land,
Mm-hmm.
and he lands pretty rough, like face first into a pond,
Okay.
going horizontal along the pond. Like
Oh,
he's skipping
got
like
it.
a rock.
Yeah.
And then eventually they try the backpack on a statue, and they chain the statue down to the ground because they want to test it.
Right.
And it gets loose from the chain and flies away, and they think it's gone forever. And then it falls back down, but it falls the statue head first, so it like plants his head into the ground. So he's like planted like a stalk of corn. That's what you don't want because part of his head was missing when they dug it up. So like that's why they were like, I think you're going to need a helmet.
I
That's
gotcha.
what they gave him.
And you know what? It's actually a really cool looking helmet.
And it has a fin on it. And that's supposed to help with direction. That's all part of the movie's story, which was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I don't want to linger too long on that because we've talked a lot about the Rocketeer before. So if you want to hear everything about the Rocketeer, listen to our previous episode. So Rocket Pack for obvious reasons.
Okay. Just a quick note on that before we move on. It would probably be safer to have the Iron Man suit because you're protected by the metal that the suit's made from.
True.
Because, Tony Stark crashed a million times and he survived.
That's
all
true.
this.
I mean, it landed on his car. So
Yeah.
Yeah, he survived.
Yeah. So just stay tuned because I'm sure the next episode we'll get another Rocketeer cameo on the next episode,
Yeah.
guys. But that's a great choice. The more you talk about it, I'm not gonna lie. The more you kind of make me want the pack. And watch the movie. Yeah. Okay, so next one for me on my list. We're going to my first car on the list.
Oh, good.
Obviously, we're going back to Fast and Furious franchise. We've discussed that a couple of times in other lists as well.
Yeah.
This is Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift, the third in the franchise.
DK Drift King.
But not in sequential order because
Wait, you want the little Bow Wow Hulk?
no, I don't
Buster?
want. I don't want Twinkie's whole car. No, I would take the sparkle steering wheel that he had in the
Okay.
beginning. The sparkle steering wheel. If you ever been involved in street racing in the nightlife, you know what that's about. But the car I want from that movie is Han's RX-7. It's an orange and black. It's a Mazda RX-7 with a modified Veilside body kit.
Good Lord. You are going deep in the weeds, folks.
I used to kind of be into cars a little bit.
You think?
Just a little bit. And when this movie came out, they had some of the coolest cars in this movie out of the entire franchise to me. It was like the 350Z, the Mitsubishi Lancer Evo, the Mustang at the very end. So, but this one stood out to me because it was orange and black, at that time, that was 2006, I was heavy into racing games on consoles, PlayStation. So Need for Speed, I played all those games. And at that time, I would always modify my car to look orange and black like that with the same spoiler in the back and the rims. It just left that kind of impression on me. And you can drift in that car. Han made it look really easy. I'm sure I could probably do it as well. I just need the car. So that's it. Han's RX-7 from Tokyo Drift.
Nice, I like it. I'm going to skip forward to my number 6, which was something you mentioned already, the Iron Man suit.
I like the way this is flowing. Oh, this is good.
Right? Because we're just unveiling each other's. I thought we would have similar ones on the list. I didn't know we would be not having it on our list, but still picking it out of the other person's
Yeah.
list. But I more specifically want the Mark L Iron Man armor from Avengers Infinity War.
Okay.
That's the one that utilizes nanotechnology.
Nanotechnology,
right?
yeah.
So that all you have to do is wear the little emblem on your chest, and the suit would appear on you instead of having to get into that big bulky thing with them. You remember the first Iron Man suit? They had all these mechanical arms that
Put the suit on him.
that were screwing it on him.
Right.
To the point where Pepper Potts caught Tony Stark putting it on, and he said the line, let's
admit, this isn't the worst thing you've caught me doing.
boom, nailed it. And so, yeah, look, obviously you can fly anywhere, just like with the rocket pack, the Rocketeer rocket pack. Now, the Rocketeer rocket pack is nostalgic for me, and I love to have it in that time period. But if we're talking about a modern flight, Iron Man all the way. Not only could you fly everywhere, like, what would I use it for? I kind of asked myself, like, I'd probably go get delivery or something. Traffic would never have to be an issue for me anymore.
Non-existent, yeah.
Like, I could, like, if I wanted to get it across town, I know it would only take a couple minutes now. And then a trip to, like, the local Dairy Queen that's down the street would be so easy.
Okay, but once you get to the Dairy Queen, you're not going to fly Mach 10 with a blizzard in your hand flying back home.
And here's the thing. With the nanotechnology, I don't think this is an option, so I might want the suit separately. Because if you have the suit separately, it could be autonomous. It could fly by itself, because we see that happen in the Iron Man movies. It could actually go pick up your food and bring it to you. You would never even have to get in the suit. And maybe it could keep the food in the suit to keep it warm.
That's interesting.
It's so, like, if you needed to go shopping for you, pick up a couple things at the Walmart for you, the suit could fly over there.
100%.
Walk in, buy the stuff, put the bag inside itself, and then take off and bring it to you.
Okay.
As long as it could fit in you. In the suit.
Yeah.
Of course, if it couldn't fit in the suit, you just hold it in his hands and then fly.
So you'd have your apples like in the left arm, watermelon like in the torso area.
A 40-pack of water, though, might be too big to put in him, so he's carrying that in both
You can carry
arms.
that, yeah, that's
I
fine.
carry one arm, he's strong enough.
Yeah, for sure.
So you just see, at my house, you would see an Iron Man suit flying with a 40-pack of water and 2 bags from Walmart and come down. You're like, that is so a waste of that technology.
100%.
Like, you could be solving the war crimes or stopping criminals, and you're just getting takeout from
Well, I'll take it a step further with that useless technology or misuse of technology.
Yeah, misuse.
I got to go ahead and I got to I got to perpetuate the stereotype because I am black, ladies and gentlemen. That little emblem,
you are?
The little emblem I would put on a chain and wear it like as a rapper chain. It's how I was having with me, you know.
What if it had to be it had to be stuck to you, but the chain part is kind of a faux. It's like a fake part.
I could do that. Yeah.
How about the chain is the nanobite?
Oh, it's kind of like the Black Panther suit then, because the Black Panther suit was the necklace.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the Black Panther suit. There you go.
Okay. Which
I still want the Iron Man suit over the Black Panther suit though, because the Panther suit is skin tight.
It's form fitting. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you're not in the right form,
and I'm not right.
It's going to be some awkward meetings. You know what I mean?
Oh,
but how is it? But wait, maybe it could form shape.
There you go.
Because if I specifically remember, the cod piece was just one. Like, I'm not looking at the cod piece, but I'm just saying it's probably just one. Like, it's not outlining anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if that's not outlining anything down there, why can't it just do the same up top.
So you would make
Give you some abs.
you want
It makes it.
so you want metallic abs? That would look really weird.
Who the hell wouldn't want metallic abs? I'm just saying.
What are you gonna do with metallic? I don't want to know. Actually, I don't
No,
want.
I just want to look good.
It's some dark twisted fantasy. I don't.
No, I just want to look good.
Okay.
You know what I mean? If you're going to wear that and it's skin tight, and you're not going to do the work to get into shape, maybe it could be like a girdle, like it could form you into.
Did the Black Panther suit have abs? I don't think it did. I think it was just like
Yeah, but you know that dude was.
Yeah, Chadwick Boseman, rest in peace. He was already ripped.
He was really ripped.
You're right. You're right.
And we know what Michael B. Jordan. He was also in it.
True.
Michael B. Jordan. I think he had his shirt off.
Yeah, for most of the film.
Couple of scenes.
Yeah, he was jacked. So you're right. You're right.
His body was covered in those bumps.
So you know what you do then is then you get the you get the technology of the Mark
Mark L.
Mark L suit.
Yeah.
But it's in the shape of the initial Mark 1 where he escaped the cave, because that had no physical shape.
It's
just a big tin can.
So maybe if the nanotech could form any kind of any one of the suits, it'd be kind of cool.
We're taking some liberties with this suit.
We are taking it. I mean, first of all, just getting it.
Well,
awesome,
yeah.
But no, give me the nanotech. I think I'll still take the nanotech because it's just convenience.
Okay.
And we don't have to store the suit somewhere and
What about the
have it put on by robots I don't have.
honorable mention for the suitcase suit in Iron Man 2? Honorable mention.
I'd lose. I might lose it. I mean, what if you had to check that in the luggage at the airport
yeah,
and they lost it?
You ain't getting back.
No, and then some other dude's flying around in your suit
You look out the window of the plane, you see somebody in your suit.
with a 40-pack of water flying fast. Well, I think we've gathered from this whole thing we need some help with carrying these 40 packs.
100%.
All right, go ahead. That was mine.
No, that's a great suit. So this is not number 3 on my list, but it is further down. But
We're skipping all over.
It's a suit. It's another suit, and this is the Black Panther suit.
Oh,
Now you just said you would prefer the Mark
Iron
L
Man
over
suit.
the Black Panther suit, but for me the Black Panther
we are
suit
picking each other's stuff.
it's kind of weird. Yeah.
I don't even on my list.
The reason I chose this actually over the Iron Man suit is because it absorbs like kinetic energy and you can hit it and it takes the abuse and you can redistribute the energy as an attack. Whereas the Iron Man suit, it takes the damage. You can't do anything with it. It doesn't. It's a durable suit, but you can't redistribute that energy and use it as an attack. Whereas the Black Panther suit, you can. I don't even need to fight. I don't even know how to do karate.
My suit, I don't have to diet for 6 months.
That's true.
Yours.
The Black Panther suit, I have to get a personal trainer.
You had to get a personal
Don't
trainer.
laugh, man.
No, I'm not saying they're out of shape.
No, but
I'm just saying like that would be so cosmetic for me.
Could you imagine if I go into a gym and I say I want a personal trainer? They ask me what the reasons for. I just bring out the Black Panther. I need to fit in this.
No,
6 months.
you activate it, and it comes on.
And
and then you just see what
Now
you
you see
look
why,
at.
yeah.
They're like, any questions? And you just have your hands open. Like, any questions?
Actually, you know what? I think, just from my personal perspective, I wouldn't get in shape to wear the suit. I would want to learn gymnastics. So I could,
Because the suit's not going to give you that.
yeah, so I could do cat-like things because I've already got the claws because they come with the suit. I've got the durability of the suit and the redistribution of the suit. But I don't have the cat-like abilities of the suit, like being athletic and agile.
Yeah.
Calisthenics would do that for me.
Yeah, but he went even beyond the calisthenics. You know, I need that little flower too. Whatever that.
Yeah, but see, I could be,
power
I
of-
could just be Panther. I don't have to be Black because Black Panther means he took the herb. I'm just Panther.
So you're just some dude in a bulletproof suit.
That's pretty much it.
And I wonder what kind of, it's a kinetic energy thing, right? So any energy that comes against it, you can retract back.
Yeah.
Does that mean you can never like really receive love? Well, in this, you know what I mean? Like somebody hugs you,
Well, you were on one today.
somebody
bro.
goes for a hug for you,
You are on one today.
and it's she. I'm just saying that she gets repelled back into the wall. You know what I mean? Like it just, you can never
what
get
if-
any kind of touch.
What if it's somebody I didn't want to hug me and the suit
Oh,
knows?
cool. Oh, cool. Yeah.
Then when they go in for a hug,
I
it's
guess
like,
you get to choose which things you want to.
yeah, because if you remember when Shuri first introduces the suit to T'Challa, she says, "You just tell it to go on," and then it came on.
Oh, okay.
So I could probably it's like a telepathic link somehow, but through vibranium technology. So I could just tell it I don't like this person, and it reads my thoughts and it knows. Oh, Mike doesn't want this person to hug him, so when I get hugged or touched, redistribution of energy just get thrown against the room. Yeah.
We need to do an episode of you in a Black Panther suit, me in an Iron Man suit, just sitting across from each other.
No, if we do
That
that,
should be the photo for our podcast.
That would be ridiculous.
Us, and not even good suits too, like homemade
Oh, yeah.
Halloween suits.
Maybe like paper plates and popsicle sticks.
If we get 500 people on Patreon to support us,
Who don't have to?
then we will dress up in these suits and take a picture for everyone. All right, good choice. Too bad I made it first.
Such a hater.
My number 4, which is just going by my ranking on the list, not even a ranking, the Green Lantern ring. The ring transforms the wearer's thoughts into physical constructs. Really, through the strength of the wearer's willpower is what makes the constructs. It gives them their structural integrity, from what I understand, so they can withstand more based on your will
Okay.
as the wearer.
That's how it works. Got it.
Yes. Which, for everyday, like if I just want to use it because the damn TV remote's across the room, then my will probably not going to have too much to do with it.
Not at all.
But if I'm trying to attack something or protect something, like let's say a big major flood coming in, and I want to do a construct of a massive wall or a dam to hold it, depending upon how much water that is, it might take a lot of my will to make that structure sound. So that's kind of the idea behind it.
Gotcha.
And if my will is not strong enough, you're going to start seeing leaks. And
I never knew
stuff
that.
like
That's how it works. That's interesting. Okay.
It's will.
Okay.
That's why Hal Jordan in the comics and in the movie, he's selected and he's considered at some point the best of all the Green Lanterns because his will is the strongest.
Okay.
And he just he has the strongest will of all the aliens and all the people who wear the ring. So, I think it's pretty obvious why you'd want it. Because anything that you could think of, you could make. You never need a car. You can make your own plane. It's fly everywhere. So you've got all the convenience of flight.
A car that's completely emerald green. That would be really cool to see somebody driving through. Driving in, yeah.
And man, yeah, I think I had 2 more cars on here. I didn't think about it. All right. But you could make whatever you could dream of, whatever your imagination come up with. It's a construct, which is an object you could make and use with this ring. So it's like a golden ticket of whatever you want. If I want Rocketeer's rocket pack, boom, I can put that. I want the Iron Man suit, but it's green, boom, that's Iron Man. Like everything that's on this list, we could actually make
it just with
hoverboard, super easy. The Black Panther suit, I mean, everything.
So really, the only thing we need is just the ring.
We just need the ring. Now, here's the thing about the ring that sucks. Got to be recharged every 24 hours. That's going to be a pain in the butt.
Oh, it does?
I know lithium batteries that last longer than that. But you have to do, not only that, you have to have the lantern.
Oh,
right? It's
yeah.
called the Green Lantern.
Yeah.
You have to have the lantern. That, every once in a while, has to be recharged back in the home world of Oasis. Forgive me, I forget the home world's name. But you got to go there every once in a while to recharge that lantern.
Oh.
And then it's not as simple as putting your ring on it or plug it in USB. You got to say the oath every time you do it. There's a Green Lantern's oath. By darkest day, or by brightest day, by darkest night, something like that. No evil shall, something by sight. I don't know the whole thing, but it's you got to chant this thing every time you do it.
Okay.
So it's a pain in the butt to recharge, but then once you do, you got it for like a whole day of whatever you want to make. But if you were just using it to like pick Cheetos out of a bag because you don't want to get your fingers dirty, so you're using your ring to get the Cheetos in your mouth, having to recharge that every day would be kind of a pain.
That is a very specific and sounds personal example.
Dude, do you know
Cheesy
Cheeto
fingers?
fingers? You know Cheeto fingers are rough?
I mean, I'm a Doritos guy, but yeah, all the extra cheese.
Well, I like a Cool Ranch myself.
Okay. I used to back in the day when I felt like they actually put enough ranch on every chip on both sides. You get Cool Ranch Doritos now, it's very sparse.
Yeah.
The little seasoning they use, it ain't enough, man.
Maybe that's why I don't like them.
Get your face. Wish we had videos for that face.
What was the face? It was quizzical.
It was. You were just like, I feel like
I was really pondering that.
you were like questioning your whole childhood right there in that moment, man.
I was questioning whether the Doritos had a lot more seasoning back in the day, and that's why I liked them more. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, because everything that we love now, it doesn't taste the same as it did when we were kids.
Everything's watered down.
Everything's watered down. Everything's more unhealthy.
No Jolt Cola anymore.
None of that.
No Crystal Pepsis
No,
anymore.
no Four Loko. You wouldn't know about that.
No, I don't know nothing about
Yeah,
that.
you weren't a partying back in the day.
I'm not at a party now.
Let's just say this: Four Loko was the kind of drink that would have you licking the linoleum off the floor if you drank too much of it.
Golly.
Yeah, it's one of them. I never tried it, but I heard horror stories. I knew people back in the day. All right.
Okay, all right. Well, that was mine, the ring. Obviously, we're not going to use it to make Four Locos, so. What do you got next?
Next one for me is I'm a huge fan of Christopher Nolan. He seems to have a similar recurrent theme through his movies for the most part.
You want the Oppenheimer bomb?
No,
Oh, not bad.
this is why you don't speak before I say it because I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing. You're trying to get under my skin. It's not gonna
He's
happen.
got to get that Oppenheimer.
I'm in a good mood. You're not gonna.
Yo, man, he put Oppenheimer on his. We need to put him on some kind of watch list.
No, I'm a big fan of all of his movies that have to do with time travel, past, present, future. So, Inception, Tenet, Interstellar. But this one in particular is the dream machine that they use at Inception to actually go into the dream and create the world however you want it. I want the dream machine. I want to just go in there and just hang out. Because in the real world, they explain the mechanics of the dream. An hour in the dream is 5 minutes in the real world. So if I get an hour nap in, actually my power naps are usually like between 2 and 3 hours in real life. So I've got like almost 6, 7, 8, 9 hours in the dream. Imagine what I could concoct in the dream world in just 3 hours of sleep time. And my naps, I can do anything I wanted. So you know how they have these
I like it.
like VR, if you can go into this your own world that you create. Basically, you have an
Boy,
avatar.
do I.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm directing it right at you because you are the VR guy. You could do that in the dream world whenever you want. You basically plug yourself in, and then you take like this little serum that you doze off, and it takes you there, and you just have like a little set timer to wake you up. It's that little Italian song that they use in the movie to wake you up, and the kick is coming to bring you out of the dream.
The kick.
Yeah, I would just do that for 3 hours a day, and that would be like my life, my world.
Do you remember the 80s movie Dreamscape?
No, sorry,
It
man.
was a horror film.
Oh,
Horror-ish. Maybe thriller-ish is better, but no, horror-ish. Because they go into some really rough dreams.
Okay.
You should check it out. There's an 80s movie that's very similar where it's basically, I think they have to go into somebody's dream to save someone. And the dreams are really rough.
okay.
I think you might enjoy that.
There's a
So
movie called
Dreamscape.
The Cell. Come out 2000.
Similar to-
Similar to that. Okay.
Jennifer Lopez and
A young Vince Vaughn who plays the serial killer.
Vaughn.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a visual.
Yeah, it was.
I don't want to say masterpiece, but it's a visual something.
It's a disturbing images in that. for
Disturbing,
sure.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, give me the Infinity Gauntlet. Why not? I'll Thanos this thing.
I'm gonna tell you why I didn't put that on the list because it kills you if you use it.
Yeah, I guess so. Maybe I should have rethought that. All right, assuming that it doesn't kill me. Particularly the Time Stone, I think would be kind of
I
cool.
was gonna ask you which stone. You want all of them?
Okay. I don't know what all of them do. They don't do a great job of explaining the powers of each one, but I did write down what all the stones were so I wouldn't forget. There's a Space Stone. Who the hell knows what the Space Stone is? The Mind Stone. I guess you could do Inception type things with the Mind Stone.
It's mind control, kind of. That's what they used it for in the
That
movie.
would be dangerous for me. Okay, Reality Stone. So you could change reality. Love that. The Power Stone. I guess he uses that to punch Captain Marvel.
Yes.
I'm down with punching Captain Marvel. No. The Time Stone, obviously, for clear. And the Soul Stone. So I don't know what the Soul Stone does other than bring back the... I don't even think it brings it back. It takes the soul to get the stone, but didn't tell you what you get.
But see, I wouldn't want that stone because you got to sacrifice somebody you love to get it. So I wouldn't want that anyway.
I'm just assuming that all the stones are included, and that's been done by somebody else. And
Oh, so when you get the gauntlet, it already has the stone. You can
of course. I want the full. I don't want just the empty shell.
Okay.
Heck, I want a gold glove. I'm Michael Jackson right here. Come on.
His glove was white, but okay.
Well, you get what I'm saying. So, yeah, give me it, and then I'm not going to snap away half the population, but maybe just go ahead and just cure hunger. Cure every disease on the planet. Like that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Couple quick snaps, snippety snaps. Bop, bop, bop.
It
And
sounds,
then after that, it's just wishes and dreams. It's
sounds like a slippery slope, man. I don't
it's just
know.
wishes and dreams after that. Let's go ahead and solve some of the Earth problems. Maybe colonize the moon or Mars or something. So we have more space. We're gonna need more space. There's gonna be a lot more people without no disease.
Y'all love colonizing stuff, don't y'all?
We gotta have space.
You missed it. Okay.
I missed it. Yeah. Oh, y'all! Wait a minute. I can't. I'm not part of that.
I'm just kidding, man. I had to throw that out
You
there.
know my background.
I know, man. I know you know. You're with us, man. You're with us.
I ain't one of that. I ain't one of y'all either. But I'm. You know what I mean? I think I am. But whatever. Not going too much into it.
We
Anyway.
accept you.
Thank you. Delegation draft.
One of the best comedic bits of all time on that show.
Damn. Yeah. So the Infinity Gauntlet. It's just super powerful.
You'd be a one man army.
It makes changes on a godlike level. Honestly. Yeah. It's more powerful than anything that we've mentioned so far.
Let me ask you this: if you had the gauntlet with all 6 stones, and you knew if you used it, it would hurt you in any way,
Yeah.
would you enlist?
Enlist?
Yeah, in the army.
Wouldn't be no war.
That's what I'm saying. But if you enlist, yeah, then there's no war after you enter it because you ended
I
it.
don't know, just take all that out.
Okay.
Just take it all out.
You just remove
You're
it.
done. Yeah, and then somebody starts something.
So the
I
way,
wouldn't even have to snap. I just put my fingers like this on TV.
well, the way
And they see me do it, and they'd be like, "Oh, we're not."
the way I understand it is, whatever your goal is, and you snap, the goal happens, right? Because Thanos' goal was to wipe out half of the world's
Yeah,
population.
I don't
and all
know
life.
if that's the way it works.
Okay, but if
I mean, certainly, your will determines it. Whatever you want.
right,
It's almost like it's just a wishing well. It's like it's an ultimate wishing well.
true. Which brings me to my next.
An actual wishing well.
No, it's one of my favorite Disney films is Aladdin.
Oh, you
And-
want to rub the lamp?
I want the lamp because I want 3 wishes. I want my 3 wishes, and I'm sorry,
One of those wishes that Robin Williams is a genie.
I wouldn't mind it.
I know.
I mean, one of my 3 wishes probably would be for
Oh, we got to do this now.
him just to hang out with me. I know what you're gonna ask me. Go ahead.
No, what are the 3
What
wishes?
are the 3 wishes? Yeah. I knew that was
And
coming.
one of the wishes can't be no slick. I want more wishes.
No, that's plain. You can't do that.
I know. I mean, I'd love to do that.
You can't loophole your way out of this one. I wouldn't free the genie.
Dang.
No, because one of my wishes would be for him to be like my lifelong friend. I'll never be alone. It's just imagine if Aladdin the movie was
Well,
just
you're also another wish is gonna have to be you live forever, right?
no,
Maybe.
no,
Oh, just as long as you're alive,
Yeah.
Jesus is with you, and then he don't die when you die. And
right. And whoever else finds
He's
the lamp
free
after
when
I'm
he die.
gone. No, that'll make 2 wishes, and I need my 2 wishes for me, personal.
Oh wait. All right. So what are the other 2?
So okay, out of the 3 wishes, first one is that he would be my friend. As long
What if he's an a-hole?
I don't have friends that are.
Yeah. What if he's a guy that you wouldn't be friends with normally?
Well, when I first rub the lamp and I
Yeah.
see his personality, I'll
Oh,
know.
okay. So we'll gauge that.
Yeah.
We're assuming that it's a nice personality. All right. Go ahead.
Well, it's from Aladdin, so it's Robin Williams Genie. It's not I Dream of Genie. It's not Idris Elba Genie from that movie.
His sense of humor not rub on you after a while.
Yeah, maybe so. Yeah, it'd
I
be
mean,
a
he's
little.
always on.
Yeah, that's true.
He can't take nothing serious. He's
Okay.
making fun of every serious thing.
So I'll tell you what then. My final wish actually would be for him to be free.
Okay.
So my
Let's get
first
it.
2 wishes would be for me.
All right. What are your first 2 wishes?
My first wish would be to be, by my definition, a successful writer and director in Hollywood. By my definition.
Okay.
Second one would be my parents to be debt free, and yeah, to be debt free. I'm very simple with what I want in life. I don't need much, man.
Why don't you? Like I'm already criticizing your wishes.
No, please criticize. I love when you do this.
Why don't you just make yourself, a trillionaire, and then all those other things take care of themselves?
Yeah, but my money,
I
no
guess maybe the
problems.
success part of the Hollywood thing because you're not defining necessarily your money. Like you're producing your own movies, and you get to put any movie out that you want.
It's
And
true.
you're the producer. You can make it any way you want to, and it doesn't matter if people like it or not. You're making it.
But
And your family's certainly debt free.
but the wish was to be successful. If I wish to be a trillionaire, then I have a trillion different problems that I didn't account for that come with the money.
I mean, it comes with the money.
More money, more problems, bro. Come on. Biggie said it
true.
best.
But no money, still problems.
You know what? I think because I'm so used to broke problems, I
Maybe.
can manage the broke problems.
It's not like the opposite. That's the thing. It's not the opposite. Is not true. Less money, less problems. I don't necessarily think that that's. I mean, it, it may be in the amount of problems and the size of the problems, but there's still problems. It's like it ain't no money, no problems. It's
And look,
just the opposite.
you know, if you have $1 trillion, you're gonna have family members come out the woodwork that you never heard of, always hitting you up for money, always.
Yeah.
Any family member you give money to,
Oh, it
they're
won't
gonna,
be even that. All the family members are taken care of with $1 trillion. They're already taken care of. Even the friends are all taken care
you
of.
would do that?
It would be why not?
Nah, you can't. You can't do. There are certain
Everybody
friends you
is
can't
on
take
the
care of.
government. Like you own me. Anything you want for the rest of your life, you're good.
There are certain friends and family members you can't bless everybody, bro, because not everybody's good with money. You know that.
You get your allowance, you ain't getting nothing more. You get your measly $2 million a month,
And then they
stop coming to me.
And then you give them an allowance. Oh, you making a big mistake with your money.
But if you have so much, sorry,
No, you just give them give them one lump sum one time and
give
let them know this is it.
no, you can't do that.
If you even do that, I wouldn't even do that for
You
everybody.
got so much, you don't even make a dent. It's not even a tenth of what you have, and you take care of all of them for life. And it ain't even a thing. You don't even blink at it. It's like paying the cable. You don't even.
Sounds like a lot of stress. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, and people be stealing from you, and you got to find somebody you can trust to manage your money. And even that dude's probably gonna turn on you.
I get a family member kill me because I didn't give them money. That can happen.
But if you give the guy who manages your money so much money they can't even, they're not even need to steal from you.
No, just like a regular family member. Because you're putting them on allowance. I wouldn't put anybody on allowance. I wouldn't.
Yeah,
Give one lump
but
sum
at
and that's
least
it.
you can. The lump sum, they just go out and they're gonna be unwise with it. At least you can look. If you give out payments every month, you wouldn't technically even need to give them any of your $1 trillion, because you would basically be giving them the interest off your money. You know what I mean? Like it wouldn't even technically be your money; it would be just the interest.
Yeah,
off
but why would I give my 70-year-old parents $2 million every month when, I mean, God forbid they die anytime soon, but they're gonna die a lot sooner than I will.
Well, just give them a credit card, and then it's an unlimited amount, and then whatever they want, they can just get.
The black card. There you go.
You know what y'all? You know what to say.
We'll discuss this further off mic.
Off mic.
Yeah,
That's our Patreon only podcast. Off mic.
off mic.
Which if you are subscribed to a Patreon coming soon, you can get off mic podcast as well.
It's not a bad idea, man. Keep that in the back.
That off mic is a good name.
Facts.
Copyright. Okay. I think mine was. I think we were talking about. No, you were talking about Aladdin. So it's now up to me. Okay. I think everybody wants this. I'm not exactly sure what practical use it's going to have. It's going to be really cool to have, and I guess in a sword fight you would have this, then you want a sword. But I'm not sure in a gunfight this really works. Anyway, lightsaber, Star Wars, lightsaber, cool factor. Certainly light any kind of cigar that you have. You would be able to do with that
You
thing.
could slice it off. I don't know if it would actually hold it.
Just the tip, baby. Just the tip.
Oh
of the cigar.
my gosh.
And just be gentle with it. And then, but I don't know what other use the lightsaber would have other than just being cool, and that might be enough. To just have and you're going to intimidate a lot of people when you pull that thing out in the middle of a fight. You know
You
what I
would be
mean?
afraid of cutting one of your own appendages off?
But see if they have a gun, I don't know if you're going to be afraid of a lightsaber. I mean, they're banking off lasers and things.
Do you know how to block a bullet with a lightsaber?
No.
Well, that's what I'm
I don't
saying.
know how to do, but I don't know how to do block laser with a lightsaber either. But they're doing that in that movie, and so I guess you're taking into account. I guess if you can block a laser, you can block a bullet. You can melt it before it hits you. I guess if it's that hot. I really don't know. Well, I mean, it's just a cool item to have from a movie. It's one of the most desired things from a movie, prop wise.
So this is one of those cases for you, or this is just more of a collector's item, not actually used.
Because I try to think of ways that I would use it, but I just don't know how you would use a lightsaber.
What if you get to a fight and someone steals it from you?
Yeah, then you got to fight a lightsaber.
Yeah,
To
exactly.
get your lightsaber back.
And they may know how to use it.
And so you might need another lightsaber. And then you might need the dual lightsabers from...
Phantom Menace?
Yeah.
Well, I was going to ask you, what color lightsaber would you have?
I kind of have an affinity to green, but I kind of like blue.
Okay.
Kind of a blue guy.
Okay.
I kind of like the purple one too that Samuel L. Jackson was
Yeah.
rocking with. But green is obviously Skywalker, and blue is Obi-Wan, right? So
True.
kind of like the Obi-Wan. I think if I had to choose one, I'd do the blue. But as a kid, I had a green one. One of those that extend
I had one of those too.
by flicking it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now they've got one. Apparently, they've got one that's a prototype that they did on stage.
I keep hearing about this.
It looks amazing. You're like, yeah. But they think, I just saw the video about it a couple days ago, and they just think that it's never going to come out. It's like there's something about it that it won't make it a consumer level product. It is just a showcase thing, and that's it. Because of, apparently they said when the guy used it, he couldn't do it more than once
Oh.
or
Okay.
twice because of its limitations.
Required too much energy to produce the
Maybe,
blade.
or something in the mechanicals just not worked out quite yet to do it more than once or twice. But it supposedly look. I mean, in what I've seen, it looks really great.
Okay.
But
Orange for me, by the way.
oh, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, makes sense.
Why does it make sense? What does that mean?
I just think you've liked orange ice cream cones since you were a kid, so you must like this.
It's wild that you actually know that. I never told you that. Yes.
So you like the creamsicle stuff,
Yes.
and now you want a creamsicle
Speaking
lightsaber.
of, this is a,
Do you see how well we know each other? I didn't even know that about him, and I knew that about him.
not an ad, but Dairy Queen now has, or not Dairy Queen, talked about Dairy Queen before. Wendy's now has a Dreamsicle Frosty,
Yeah, I see.
and I cannot wait to try it. So yeah,
I'm down with it. I'm down with it. I think they had a Lucky Charms Frosty or something like that before.
marshmallows and ice cream don't go together. Sorry.
So it's all right.
Okay.
All right, so I said lightsaber. You're up next.
All right. So next one for me. This speaks to my inner child, and the fact that I love food so much. If you've seen Home Alone, there's a particular scene where he's already made the traps in the house, waiting for Harry and Marv to show up, and he prays over this delicious looking bowl of mac and cheese. As he prepares to take the first bite, the bell tolls, which means it's time for him to prepare for the guys to show up because he knows they're going to be there at 7 o'clock. He doesn't take the bite. That bowl sits there. We never see it again. My sister and I, every time we watch this movie, we talk about how he should have at least taken the first bite because no one knows how it tastes. But it looks delicious. It's got this perfect color grading of this golden, yellowish.
Probably not even real
to it.
food. That's why it looks so good.
It probably isn't, but
That's why you couldn't take a bite of
I
it.
love mac and cheese. That's probably true, actually. You're right, from a technical standpoint.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I love mac and cheese so much. Like, it's probably my favorite side of all time. And for me, I want that particular bowl from 1990. I want that bowl of mac and cheese.
Wow. Of all the things to pick, a bowl of mac and cheese, I did not think would be on this list, dude. I'm thinking lightsabers and time machines, and you picked a bowl of mac and cheese.
Listen, man.
Dude, that's crazy. I love it.
The
I
inner
love it.
foodie in me sees that scene, and it's just devastating to watch.
I get it.
That bowl gets neglected. It's tough to watch. I'd shed a tear, man. A man
I
tear.
feel the same way about the beef Wellington by Gordon Ramsay. I really want to try that beef Wellington, dude. I think that's
You know,
so
it'd
good.
be succulent, as the rich people
Better
say.
be. All right, bowl of mac and cheese from Home Alone.
That's
That's,
it, man.
that's wild, dude. All right, so here's my second car on my list, 2 of 3. I really love the Vanquish car from the James Bond movies, from the Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah.
I think it was the last Pierce Brosnan movie. It wasn't the one Invisible, the Vanquish, I think is what it
No
was.
Time to Die with Halle Berry.
Yes.
Yeah.
But for this list, I picked. So I would be a close tie with this one. The Aston Martin DBS from the movie Casino Royale. The silver slate. I love the way it looks. I can't remember if I saw the actual movie car or if I just saw versions of this car. But I went to the New York Auto Show back in 2006, and I saw this car in person. Or I can't remember if it was a car from the movie or if it was just that same model in different colors. So beautiful, dude. And I just, to see it in person and to see that, obviously it's iconic in the movie, but it's just, I love the sleekness of it. I love it being the silver.
I like the way the grill looks, like the long, the vented long grill in the front.
Yeah, it feels like a big car too. It feels like a wide car.
And it's only a two-door coupe though, so
Yeah.
it's odd to have such a big look to it.
Yeah, but that was during the time where, like the Dodge Viper was kind
Mm-hmm.
of big and had the same kind of wideness.
Right.
But yeah, so for me, yeah, that car is iconic. I know that the early James Bond car that they actually brought back in the Daniel Craig's last couple of movies, or I think the last,
Skyfall, I believe.
it was a Skyfall. That's an iconic James Bond
Yeah,
car,
it is.
right? But it seems small, and I never saw that one in person, but it feels like one of those small kid cars, to me, a little bit. I've seen this, and I didn't know anything about Aston Martins before this, and I really kind of fell in love with that car.
Okay.
I'll never own one. Like I just looked up one. The last year's version of the Aston Martins has a retail price of $395K.
Wow.
So, very pricey car. But I'd love to have that one. If we were just gonna pick an everyday driver, why not drive this Aston Martin?
Okay. So again, back when I was playing video games, this Casino Royale came out in '05, I think, and I was like, I'll go ahead and switch up because I was always driving any car from the Fast and Furious franchise. Usually it was the Nissan. I can't remember what the exact car it is, but the driver's side on the right side. It's a Japanese import.
Okay.
It's the car that Paul Walker drives in Too Fast and Furious in the beginning. A Skyline, Nissan Skyline R34.
Oh, the blue and gray, the gray and blue one?
With the blue
Yes,
decals on
yes.
it and the vinyl. Yeah, it was that. But then Casino Royale comes out, and I said, okay, let me go ahead and switch up. And in those games, you start out with like a Honda Civic, right? Like a little beat down car, and then you work your way up to the exotic, expensive supercars. And so I was like, okay, let me go ahead and try the Aston Martin and see how it drives. Like I'm really driving it, right? It's just a video game. And I liked it. They did a really good job with those racing games back then of adding in the effects that sound like that car as compared to like a Ferrari or a Lamborghini. I said, okay, this car is cool, but I look at the specs of those games because you're looking for the edge, right? And you compare the specs of the Aston Martin, the DV5, to the Lamborghini Murcielago, or the Ferrari. I can't remember the type Ferrari is, but the specs, the Lamborghini edged out in all categories. So quickly discarded the Aston Martin, went back to
That's
the
just about aesthetics for that
yeah,
car.
that's pretty much it. But now, if I had to pick, if they wouldn't give me the Lambo, but they said, Mike, we'll give you this Aston Martin, I'll take the Aston Martin.
So to me, how hard is it to put the shell of a car on top of another car?
Well, it depends on
what I mean?
the build of the car, like the
Right.
chassis and the engine.
I just think you could just take any shell of any high performance car and figure out a way to fit it onto a cheaper car, frame and motor. And,
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like
you want an Aston
aesthetically,
Martin
I just
cover
want to.
on a Honda Civic
Yeah, I
build?
just love that as an idea of a. Why can't we just have just a general frame on every car with the same motor specs? You can soup it up if you want, but just same frame for every car, and then every different outer skin fits on that one universal frame.
Well, I mean, I
And you
think
could just pick whatever outside that you wanted.
I think when it comes down to like horsepower, you got your 4-cylinder, your V6, V8, V12. The engines are they naturally have to be bigger.
Bigger, yeah.
So I mean, that alone is gonna take up more hood space. You still have to make room for everything else, carburetor and.
But you
your
see what
oil.
I'm getting at? Like, even if it's not every car, even if you just say you have a universal frame, universal engine, universal everything, and as long as the frame, the outer skin of it, aerodynamically works and weight works with the universal frame, then you could put 50 different styles of outer frames on that one universal car.
So you can do that, I think, in theory, but the performance is still
Yeah.
not gonna differ.
But it's really all about the look. Mm-hmm. What do you want on the outside? And I just never got the fact that why do cheap cars have to look cheap, and expensive cars get to look expensive? I never got that.
Yeah.
Why can't you put an expensive looking frame on a cheap car?
Right.
I never got it.
Like if I go to the Nissan lot today,
Yeah.
and I look at a brand new 2024 Nissan Altima, and I look at the inside, the hood, the interior, it all looks amazing because everything's bright and shiny, right? But if I go to get a 2024 Lamborghini, it's obviously going to look like much more money than the brand new Altima. I don't know why that is. It could be because of where they're made too. If you look at American-made cars, and you look at German cars, Japanese cars, they all have a different aesthetic, a different look, different feel, and I think it's also has to do with the materials, like the genetic makeup or the DNA of the said vehicle also plays into it.
Well, dude, it's just the people that design the ugly cars. They still started with a design team to design that.
Of course.
So why not make it look like a high performance vehicle? I don't get the whole idea of we got to make this car look cheap because it's cheap. Why can't we make it look awesome and be cheap?
Isn't that part of the appeal of trying to afford a car you can't afford? Is I want a car to look
I mean, maybe
better?
it goes back to that. Maybe it just goes back. We want you to pay more, so we're going to make the more attractive models more expensive. But man, I would just love. Like, I'm not a huge fan of the Tesla's look, but he literally could have come up with any look he wanted to. If he wanted to make them look like Lamborghinis, he probably could have.
True.
But then he decided on that. Why?
He wants it to look
Confused.
like future.
Confused. Or look, that Cybertruck does look like the future, honestly.
And that is our episode for Top Gear. Thanks for tuning in.
All right, let's get off cars. That was mine. Yours is up now.
So again, I'm going back to another car on my list.
God Lord, we just got through with car days.
I know, but
and the next one on my list is a car.
and we can wrap up cars.
Here we go.
So this one is one of my all-time favorite movies because it's just fun, it's entertaining. It's got great humor, comedic timing, ensemble cast, many of which you know, some that faded off after this movie. But this is the 2000 high-octane action summer blockbuster starring Nicolas Cage called Gone in 60 Seconds.
I thought you were going to go Rat Race, but all right, we're good.
No. I could have gone Bullet, but I'd never seen Bullet. But that's a cool car too.
Yeah.
But the car I want from this movie is the 1967 Shelby GT Mustang that they named Eleanor in the film.
God,
Yeah.
Eleanor looks...
It's funny because I don't think I ever really fully understood car culture until I hit my 20s, and this comes out in the year 2000, so I just hit 20. And then the year after that is the Fast and the Furious, the first one, which really shot car culture through the stratosphere. That's when we really realized, oh, there's people in all pockets of the world that do this on a Friday, Saturday night. They find like a drag in the city or a certain part of the city where they culminate and they race all these different cars and things. But this movie, and I'm not even a big muscle car guy, but when you watch this movie and the first time, they allude to Eleanor several times in the film. And when the first time you finally see Eleanor, you understand it. And you quickly realize Nicolas Cage's character has this strange relationship with this car. He's tried stealing this car, so Nicolas Cage in the film, if you haven't seen it, which why haven't you? This is 24 years old. He's one of the most elusive and proficient car thieves in all of LA County, basically. And he gets brought back into the life to basically help save his brother, who's trying to follow his footsteps. And they end up having to steal 50 cars in one night, all exotic vehicles, so Lamborghinis, Jaguars, Mercedes, all these cars. But they allude to this car, how he's tried to steal it multiple times, and they call it the unicorn. And they break it down, and they say, one character's like, why do they call it a unicorn? Well, it's because every time he tries to steal it, something happens. Like they mentioned, he stole one, and he had to drive it off the Long Beach Pier, and another one he's totaled, and so they're kind of setting things up to be like, okay, when he gets this car, what's going to happen this time? And it ends up culminating in this amazing chase all through LA and down to Long Beach at the pier. And the car does get totaled in the end of this as well. But the first time we see this reunion between Nicolas Cage and this car, it's a beautiful thing. And the score hits by Trevor Rabin. It's a cool score. It's like an electronic riff. And he's like giving this car a pep talk about, I don't want to have any pep talks. I don't want any trouble this time. And everything's
He just goes up to talk to the car.
Just to talk to it.
Like he did not stealing it yet. They're just prepping for it. And he just saw her, and it was like, it's a very love-hate relationship.
Yes.
So it's like
Yes.
more love. He has an admiration for it, but it is his white whale.
Exactly. Yeah, he's like the Ahab to the white whale for sure. But that's the car that I want, and I'll never forget. After watching that movie, so in the movie they have to figure out how to find these cars first so they can steal them later, and they come up with female names because I guess you call out a female name over the CB radio.
Right.
It's unsuspected.
It's code.
It's code.
It's just code.
Yeah. So I watched this movie in the theater, went home, and actually found the list of the cars in the movie and tried to find these cars myself. That's how enamored I was with the movie. That's how much of an impact the movie left on me. I think I watched that movie 5 times in the theater. Like, it was just one of those movies where it was like, this is really cool. All these different cars, and
Cool movie.
it starred a young Angelina Jolie, Giovanni Ribisi. It had Delroy Lindo, Vinnie Jones was in this, a young Timothy Oliphant. I mean, all these people were. Robert Duvall's in this movie. It's a great movie, great cast.
Yeah, it's a good cast. Okay, for lastly, the last car on our list,
This is 5 cars total, I think.
and this is more of an untraditional. I thought of all the Transformers cars. Which one would I
I
want?
thought about this too.
And the one, I think the Optimus Prime is a favorite, but I don't necessarily want Optimus as my driver car.
You don't want a Vanderbilt truck every day.
No. I want Bumblebee. Bumblebee's the good one to have, but I don't want the Beetle. I want the.
Camaro with the black
Camaro.
stripes.
It is actually a rally yellow Chevrolet Camaro.
It was a smooth yellow. I liked it.
And I'll take that. And, Michael Bay refused to do the Beetle. He wanted a cool car. They got a cool car. But if I understand the Transformers correctly, which I think I do, they can transform into any car that they scan. So basically, if you want a Vanquish or if you want a, Eleanor, or you want any kind of car, Back to the Future car, as long as it can be scanned by the, robot part of it, then he can become that. He can transform into that. So, really, you'd have Bumblebee, and you'd have a robot protector and a friend and a car. Like the ultimate Kit car. You know what I mean? Like Kit from Knight Rider.
Right.
Right. It talks, but it transforms into a robot too if you need protection.
And it's cool. It's cool the way Bumblebee talks because he lost his voice box is damaged
through music.
through music and the radio.
News, and stuff like that. Yeah. So pretty simple. Bumblebee from the Transformers. Let's go on to yours.
Yeah. No, I almost had Bumblebee on my list, but I mean Eleanor just barely edged out Bumblebee.
I get it.
Yeah. And also because, like you said, you have a companion, you have a friend that's going to protect you no matter what.
No, yeah.
But you have to wonder what kind of problems are going to come your way once people find out you have a transformer for a car.
You gotta keep it secret, man. Can't tell nobody.
You know what you could do? Because you said it can scan any car at once and become the car. Every other week, you want a different car? Yo,
Dude, I'll be driving a different whip every week. You be wondering, are you a drug dealer? Where are you getting this money from?
and that's how you get the ladies, my friend,
There
right
you
there. Okay, so
But all of your cars are yellow, like you have some kind of a yellow fetish.
oh my gosh, yeah. So cars, we're done with cars. Yes, I'm done with cars.
Yes.
All right, and actually, well, this is I got one left. I'm down to my last one. So you're done?
No, I've got 2 more.
How do you have 2 more when you started first?
I don't know. It must have skipped. I've got definitely one I haven't told, and then I had a bonus I put in just in case.
I did skip one. I forgot because I did out of
Okay,
order.
so you got 2.
Next one for me is a very specific flash drive, thumb drive, whatever you want to call it. This was introduced in The Dark Knight Rises, and Anne Hathaway plays Selena Kyle, Catwoman in this film, and she's looking for this elusive clean slate
Yes.
to basically wipe her identity clean. She can start over, and throughout the film, she kind of starts to realize maybe this thing doesn't really exist. There's no such thing. Well, Bruce Wayne gets back to Gotham after his little tribulation of being beat down by Bane and back broken and thrown in this pit. He makes it out. He gets to Gotham. One of the first things he does is track Selena Kyle down, and he asks her for his help. He says, I need your help in order to stop what's happening in the city. And she's like, why would I help you? And he's like, for this. And he has a flash drive. And it's the clean slate. He's like, you basically, what is it when you bait somebody, you make somebody help you by...
I think bait someone.
Yeah.
I think that
but
works.
I mean, he gives her what he wants, or what she wants. But I need your help first, and then you get this.
Right.
And a clean slate, I would wipe out all my debt. I would wipe out, like all of my parents' debt, all of my family and friends' debt. We would be debt-free, credit cards with no limits for everybody.
Hey.
So we can get in more debt. I just wipe it away again.
Hey.
Must be the money.
Lunch is on Mike.
Yes. I mean, this is probably one of the most dangerous tools that could ever exist, if there was such a thing.
That's
Now,
true.
I'm sure there are hackers like Anonymous who could actually pull this off, because from what I understand, Anonymous is a pretty dangerous faction of hackers. But for the most part, they're like the Robin Hoods of the tech world. But to have something like this at my disposal, you could wipe out debt. You could become anybody else if you wanted to. I wouldn't go that far with it. I would just keep it at low-level crime. So if I get caught, I don't have to do a lot of jail time. I would just wipe out my debt. And then when I build up more debt, wipe it out again.
There you go.
And they would never understand how I get all these cards, all these credit cards. I don't know how I do it, man.
It's just a number in the computer.
That's it.
And that number reads 0, then it reads 0. I hear you.
Imagine that as a student in 2024 in school having this now. All the C's and D's and F's, they would always be A's.
That's true. You could graduate what, cum laude?
Yeah, magna cum laude, summa
Magna
cum
cum
yeah.
laude, and never go to class once,
Never.
and just show up for graduation
That's
and get
it.
your diploma and you're out. Because even the student loan debt, if you get that, or the tuition debt, gone.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right, you've outdone me because my glasses and neuralizer from Men in Black,
Oh my gosh.
I'm not exactly sure they're cool. I know they're cool. I always wanted the Men in Black glasses. I really do like those glasses.
Well, that was 28 years ago, so obviously 2024 would look cooler. They
Yeah.
modify how they look.
Yeah. But the neuralizer part of it, I don't know what functions. You might have to help me on this. What would you use a neuralizer for? Like, erase past trauma, I guess, but without that trauma, you know what I mean? Like, are you robbing someone of that experience?
A cop pulls you over, you bust that thing out.
Here we
As soon
go.
as it gets to your window, boom.
I don't remember you speeding.
Yeah.
In fact, I was speeding because you could tell them what to remember.
Exactly. There you go.
You just came up here to apologize for speeding.
It's almost like a physical version of these aren't the George you're looking for. Kind of like that.
So you could just like the waitress and be like, "I already paid."
Yeah.
Remember?
Oh yeah.
Just tell you already
and
paid.
I'm taking 50 people out to Texas Day, Brazil, and we're going all out. We're ordering everything on the menu, and then I just neuralize everybody that works there. Oh yeah, I already paid. Remember?
Oh no, that's everybody. Everybody say cheese.
Oh, I get some like major expensive surgery. Psh, do that to the doctor and the nurses. Oh,
Basically, just wiping out debt again through neuralizing.
yes, yeah.
People. Okay.
Because here's the thing. Whereas with mine, as a thumb drive, I can't readily plug in a thumb drive everywhere I go. Well, with that, what you have, you can use that everywhere you go, readily
Erase
available.
memories.
Yeah, I gotta get to a USB port to use mine. You don't. So yours might be a little more effective than mine.
Yeah. I just, you know what I mean? Like, goodness. I mean, you could use it unethically.
Of course,
Like, see, your girlfriend breaks up with you, then you just make her forget she ever broke up with
you're
you.
gonna make her stay with you. That's
I'm
entrapment.
sorry,
You
that
can't
is a terrible example. Like I said, I wasn't quite sure what I would use this for. I guess you could neuralize yourself if you saw a bad movie and didn't want to remember it.
That's true.
Well,
Or if you, like you talked about trauma, if you experienced something like, what if a girl broke up with you and broke your heart? You don't want to be sad.
Do the Jim Carrey. What is that called? What is that movie called? It's so quirky, that movie. Anyway, where he decides to go in because his ex-girlfriend,
Eternal Sunshine.
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless
Spotless
Mind.
Mind, yeah.
So his girlfriend erases him from. I remember because it's too painful.
Right.
He does the same, but it's really traumatic.
Yeah, it is. But with your neuralizer, it wouldn't be as traumatic to go through that. You just hit the little
Neuralize
flash.
yourself.
It's almost like taking a picture. Remember back in the day, the old school, they had the little bulb and they had the umbrella. It's like cheese, and then pff, you just put a little button and you forget, you know?
Man. Yeah. So I know when it comes to like erasing memory, I always think of traumatic events. You'd want to erase people's memory of something that was traumatic or painful.
Let me ask you this, though.
Yeah.
Would you wouldn't want to do that for every traumatic event. You wouldn't want to
Change who they were.
forget that your parents died.
I know. Yeah. But what if you went through something in childhood that was
There
really
you go.
traumatic?
Right. Yeah.
And you could erase that. Mm-hmm. But then would that fundamentally change who you are as a person? Maybe for the better, but I'm just saying, would it change you?
Because we're the sum of our
Yeah.
past experiences, right? So yeah, that it would alter who we are.
I just take that chance.
Okay. I love it.
Let's go ahead and just fill it in. Because remember, you don't only erase, you get to fill in. Mm-hmm. So you can tell them what that was. You know what I mean? Of course, that could turn, it showed in the film how bad that could turn as well, because they neuralized that young couple at the video store.
Right.
And then they went off to, apparently, like to do in their mother, which was not good.
Not at all.
But because of the wording of how he filled that memory and told them what to do next, it really kind of screwed them up.
But you can also
be careful with your
You can
words.
stop crime. You can stop crime.
Yeah, but you just need to cry sometimes, you know what I mean?
No, stop crime.
Oh,
Someone
crying.
from
Like
someone from
crying.
committing a crime.
How would you do that with the neuralizer?
You tell them to stop doing what they're gonna do.
All right, look, I'm just going to pull out this pen. It's just a pen, it's not a gun. I want you to just look right here for a second while you're pointing that gun at me.
Now, of course, while you're doing that whole speech, he's gonna shoot you and just take it.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe not.
Maybe not a great pick.
Last one for me is, again, I am very lazy, and people that know me in real life know I'm not really lazy, but there's certain
This
aspects
whole
where it's
list
like
has been
I
about
don't-
lazy. They've got Iron Man suit carrying water.
Yeah.
Man. It's all about lazy.
Yeah, you're right. This is, if you've seen iRobot, obviously the whole thing is they introduce these new upgraded robots
Yeah.
to help serve, raise your kids, cook your food,
turn
do your
evil.
laundry. Yes, but I want the robot before that happens.
Yeah.
And this is the NS5 robot.
Dude,
for
I
my
had that on my list. I took it off because I was afraid they were going to go evil on me.
Okay. Well, so
It's
that's
like you're worried about AI. I'm worried about your robot.
yeah.
He's strong as heck.
And I thought about that.
He's strong as heck.
Okay, I'll take Sonny, the good robot.
He's stronger than most robots.
That's fine. That's why I want him.
And he's got an actual personality, which might turn on you.
You know what? I'm gonna go against.
He went to be first friend. You know what I'm talking about? You wouldn't be the first friend.
Yo,
You know what I'm saying?
oh my gosh. Okay,
His name's Sonny now, but we know what his name was before. You know what I mean?
you had to make it weird.
Why am I talking like this? I don't know why I'm talking like
Well,
this.
you've like really been on one this episode. I like this energy, man. You know, but this is from the simple fact that adulting, as you know, sometimes can be extremely difficult, taxing, tiring,
Kind of
frustrating. And so there's just sometimes you just have these moments in life where you think, man, I wish there were two of me. I got some of these.
Multiplicity.
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't want that many. I just need one other extra set of hands.
You know, 4?
No, I just need this one robot.
Okay.
And just, look, Sonny or NS5, whatever. I'm gonna call my robot something else. I don't know yet. Skins. I don't know. But
Okay.
I'm gonna say Skins. Listen,
Hey, Skins, which is kind of a creepy name.
Actually, it is.
To give him a robot.
well, because he doesn't have skin.
No, I mean, but he might be wearing your skin by the end of this.
See, you keep wishing death on me, bro.
He wants to be Data. He wants to be a real life boy. He wants Pinocchio. Who's gonna Pinocchio you?
Or Ultron. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? I don't want to talk about it NS5 anymore. You ruined
I
it.
agree with you. No. Okay, so
No, but my thing is,
he's gonna cook for you. He's
So
gonna
here's-
run errands for you.
an NS5 can learn things that I don't have time to learn or don't want to learn. So
The ultimate butler, dude.
yeah, so I could definitely teach this NS5, like, just consume all the recipes on the internet.
Oh,
and
yeah.
just cook me a different dish every day for the rest of my life.
Hit me that Gordon Ramsay. Hit me that Gordon Ramsay.
There you go. That's how you get that beef sirloin.
Wellington.
Yeah, beef Wellington. There you go.
Hit
That's
it
how you-
up every day for
Yeah.
breakfast, lunch, midnight snack. Let me get that beef Wellington.
That is a wild meal.
That is a wild midnight snack.
But I mean, it's as simple as that. You just mainly for cooking.
Yeah.
Mainly for cooking. Or if I'm too sick to go get my medicine, I just don't feel like
Look, and don't, sick or not, you sending skin.
it. I'm sick of skins.
You know what I feel like? I feel like a cherry Coke at 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
Skins. Go down to the 7-Eleven.
Possibilities are endless. Whataburgers 24/7. I don't want to get out. I don't want to lose my parking spot in my complex.
We put a Whataburger emblem on him as much as he's going to be going down there at 2 in the
Big
morning.
W on his chest. It's as simple as that, man. And that's 5 skins.
Very nice. Was on my list as well. It's all good until he turns red, ain't he? And with that, Mike, we put another one in the books. We close this chapter of this particular top 10 list, the top 10 props I take from a movie. What are some of the props that you would take for a movie? Let us know. Mike, one last word from you, and then we'll head out.
Yeah, so next week's episode is going to go back to the short form version. We're going to do a 5 and 5, just a traditional 10.
Yeah.
But I'm actually looking forward to this one as well. I think it's going to be an interesting change of pace and dynamic. So stay tuned for that, and we'll see you guys next time.
Peace.